The Robo Monkey and Tech Terror Super Monkeys in BTE6 were once considered OP towers, but is that still true? So recently, as you guys may have noticed, there have been a lot of nerfs happening to the Millipede Super Monkey. Ninjakiwi really targeted this crosspad because it was actually really strong. Whether it was the Robo Monkey being super strong with Geraldo and just buffs in general, and then the Tech Terror eventually just doing way too much for its price, Ninjakiwi eventually decided to tone this thing down, and there were a lot of nerfs happening throughout the patches. So for example, we had a price increase on the Robo Monkey and the Tech Terror as well, so these guys got a lot more expensive. There was a pierce reduction from 7 to 6 on the Robo Monkey, and then there's this latest change which brings the pierce from 6 down to 5. And even though we have Oben as the hero which gives +2 pierce to all magic towers, if we have Oben and if we place the Robo Super Monkey next to it, what we're gonna get is just basically the same Robo Monkey as it was as before the nerfs, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So if this thing is strong right now, then imagine how strong it was, well, before the nerfs is what I'm saying. So let's just test it out in a game and let's see how it feels. How are we doing at this round? So it's round 21, and I actually wanted to buy the village. I want to get the discount village. Actually, I want to be as greedy as possible with this one because these Millipede upgrades and basically every upgrade on Super Monkey is super expensive, so you do save a lot of cash by doing this. And we survived 21. Let me just watch 22, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a village just like, I don't know if I should be buying this thing. I mean, we do have the brambles. If I use the brambles right now, is it gonna come off cooldown for 24 in the camo balloon? I hope so. Let's just see how many balloons we tank. This is not looking good, guys. I think we should probably do something about this one. Wait a minute, we're actually popping it. Okay, so now we're gonna have, yeah, there we go. So we popped 23, and now it's just gonna be a question of, are the brambles gonna come off cooldown for this camo balloon? And it's gonna be close. And wait, does it affect it? Yes, it does. Very good. Okay, so I'm gonna have the village just like this. I'm gonna buy both of the discounts, and I know for a fact that we're gonna have to buy something else to get some more damage, but let's just try and greed it out as much as possible like this. And while we are rocking Oben, I just want to mention that the best combo for the Robo Monkey is probably Geraldo, because the combo used to be, and this is why, you know, you guys might have been noticing that Geraldo is getting nerfed like crazy as well. And hold on, we found on this one, I'm gonna bramble it up, and yeah, there we go, we defended it. But as I was saying, the best combo is Geraldo because of the sharpening stone, which used to give +1 damage and +1 pierce. Now they reduced that, so there's no longer the +1 damage component, it's only +2 pierce. And even though we're only mentioning these numbers, the Robo Monkey is getting hit in more ways than one, is what I'm saying, through, you know, these indirect nerfs. But yeah, we're gonna be rocking Oben. We haven't, you know, been playing Oben a lot recently, I guess, so, and Oben is also a nice combo which is gonna give us some extra pierce, and so far so good. I don't want to jinx it, but we're super close to this thing, and actually we're gonna have some count balloons on the next one. Now here's the thing, if I place the brambles like this, oh my god, that's a perfect spot for brambles. Okay, so what I want to do is, I don't want to buy the camo upgrades on the dart, but I want to pop all the camos with the brambles, but we need to preserve these brambles. That's not looking good for this one. We do have the money for the super, but if I buy the super right now, we're gonna throw the run actually. So let's see how we're gonna work out. Okay, so we do have the money, and the brambles cannot pop 100 balloons. They're a little bit weaker now, so I'm gonna use the second set of brambles, and I'm just gonna pray, guys. If these brambles hold on versus the count balloons, that's a green light for the Super Monkey, and it's just gonna be a bunch of yellows. And yes, there we go, very good. Okay, so finally, let's buy the Super Monkey like this, and more count balloons. So let me use the oh my god, that's the worst bramble spot that you can imagine. We cannot afford the Ultra Vision, right? Is this gonna, no, it's not gonna hold. We have to do something about these camos. I'm just praying for good brambles, so please have them at the bottom track. Yes, there we go. So if we deal with the pink balloons while they're on the, like, the first 2 tracks, all the camos bump into the brambles and we should be fine. Yeah, so this is the second wave of ceramics. Actually, we cannot even afford the Ultra Vision, which I would love to buy, by the way, but yes, there we go, very good. Okay, so now if we, yeah, we still can't afford it, but during 37 we are gonna have the money, and we're gonna solve our count problem just like that. And because it's around 39, so I'm gonna use 1 set of brambles. No, oh my god, that's the worst set of brambles that you can ever ask for. Okay, so hopefully we get it like once again. I think, you know what, I think I'm gonna restart this round actually. Are the brambles gonna come off cooldown? Yeah, they are. Never mind. Okay, so let's buy the range upgrades actually on this Robo Monkey. And look at this range now, it's super big. Yeah, there we go. Let's use the brambles so we can do some damage to the Moab layer, and then once, yeah, there we go, once the Moab layer pops, it's really easy to deal with the leftovers. And yeah, this Robo Monkey was a part of just like the most insane strategies before all of the Geraldo and the Robo Monkey nerfs, right? So you can always find, you know, these weird strategies in like the YouTube videos which have like, I don't know, like 600 views or something like that, and it's like this pro player which is just, I don't know, playing some custom made map which is insanely difficult, and the strategy that they're using is like the Robo Monkey and Geraldo, and that's when you realize, okay, there's something wrong with this tower. When you have like a tower that costs like, what, $50,000 or something like that, and this guy's beating like an ultra hard chimps run on these obscure maps, that's when you know that there's something wrong with the tower. And that's, you know, my first, I guess the first time when I saw and I realized that there's something wrong with this Robo Monkey, and then eventually I guess Ninjakiwi realized that as well. And so yeah, we are just, you know, we're in this era in which this thing is just getting nerf after nerf, but it still might be good. And so if we're playing, you know, these easier maps, I'm talking about the casual players, I don't don't think that you're gonna notice that much difference if you're not playing, you know, these ultra difficult chimp runs, but I think it's still good for us, or at least that's the expectation that I have for this run. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the base concept of this tower has really not been changed that much. It's just a bunch of price increases, and then it's a little bit of, I guess, a little bit of pierce. So once you eventually buy the crosspaths or the upgrades, you have the same tower as you did before. So that's kind of, you know, where I'm standing with this. I don't think the tower has been that dramatically changed, and actually just seeing it in action from these first few rounds without even having it buffed, I think this tower is still really nice. So let's start buffing it. Actually, let's go like this. I'm gonna have the alchemist here on the right side just so it only buffs the super and not opens. To go like this, you actually want to go for a 4-2-0 alchemist. You want to have these the brew last a little bit longer, and actually when it, because it's attacking from two hands, these two hands they charge the brew independently, if I'm correct about that thing. Let's also give it a little bit of extra attack speed, and we went for the bottom crosspath because this is actually, it used to be the preferred crosspath when you would go for something like, you know, when you do a Chiralo combo, because you want to keep the projectiles sharp. But I'm still going for this one because this is a nice combo with Oben as well. So we're gonna have the totem slowing down, we're gonna have the knockback, which works with wild class balloons as well, and then we can play off of the ability actually, which is really nice. Plus a small little Oben trivia, I guess if you guys didn't know this, but he gives a cooldown reduction to magic monkeys by 5%. So 5% is not a lot, but I guess we'll take it, right? And there we go. So right on time. It's round 61, so before 63 arrives, we are gonna have the extra pierce buff. So again, this Oben buff just makes it the tower as it used to be before. So pre-nerf, Robo Monkey is currently what we have, even though it has the Oben buff, which is I don't know, guys. I mean, just imagine how strong it was before all of these nerfs. That's what I'm saying. But we're going to have around 63 in a second, so let's see how we do. We don't have the money for a Tech Terra, but we are going to get the money, but I'm actually not going to buy it. I just want to see how it does versus these huge waves of ceramics, and I think it's going to do pretty well, actually. It's still, you know, it's dealing with them. I don't think it actually cares that much. I mean, might have a little bit of these projectiles bumpy to the lead balloons because it doesn't have the AMD buff and it can't pop lead balloons, but so far, so good. Yeah, so just watch. This is going to be the third wave, and yeah, we might be able to see, you know, to notice that -1 pierce reduction, but it still doesn't care about these guys. Yeah, definitely, this is still a very strong tower, guys. And as round 75 is starting, we have had the money for the Tech Terra for a while now, but I'm actually just keeping this thing as a Robo, just because I want to watch this round, because this is a beefy one, and then 76 and all the ceramics in that one as well. Now, to be honest, I don't think this thing is beating round 76, and I'm gonna be super impressed if it beats this one. I think it actually will. Oh my god, what am I talking about? Like, these balloons have not even made it to the second. Well, they are making it to a second, but I guess they're now making it to a third track. Yeah, this thing is still good, guys. I mean, you can tell that the pierce reduction is really not, you know, not noticeable, because you can still see some of these pierce projectiles, like the darts, fly behind the balloons. Round 76 might be a little bit of an issue, just because these guys are regrow. So imagine if these guys weren't regrow, I feel like it would have been able to deal with them, right? But just because they regrow, it's just like they're an issue, right? Alright, so this might be the time for the Tech Terra. So let's actually buy the Tech Terra. Just deal with this round, and it should be. Is there a problem? No, there's not a problem. What am I talking about? This Tech Terra is so good. So let's actually do a run which is going to be based strictly off of the Tech Terra. Instead of buying some other towers that are going to help us defend, let's try and use the Tech Terra's power, and let's try and just give it some other support towers. So for example, I'm going to start with an overclock, which is going to go like this. I want to Python the range of the discount village, right? So let's go like this. And since we've entered free play mode, it is time for us to employ some new technology, and that is going to be the bottom path Mermonkey, the final harmonic. So this is going to be a really interesting combo, because if you guys know what this thing does, this is, by the way, not the spot for it. The Berserker Brew has priority with the towers that are closest to it, so actually this one is going to be the primary target for the Berserker Brew, but that's completely fine. But the final harmonic is actually going to, well, it's going to do two things. Number one is it's going to help all these balloons, you know, spin in place and just set them up for the ability, which is a nice combo. But number two, it also gives +3 pierce to all magic monkeys in range, and guess what this guy is? He's a magic monkey as well. And let me buy the final harmonic because we finally got the money, and let's set this totem. Where do we want to have it? Maybe have it just like this, and so when all these balloons they start orbiting in a circle, we can clap them with just one single Tech Terra ability. So they are kind of getting set up, so let's use it now. I don't think there was way too many balloons into that one, but this is gonna be so fun, especially in the 90s. Yeah, this is gonna be a super fun combo. And look at this thing, it's perfect. So many balloons inside, and let's clap all of them. Yeah, this is gonna be super fun with the abilities, guys. You know what we should do? I was just watching this totem go to town, and I was like, wait a minute, we cannot have like a damage amplifier like the super wheel here in the middle, right? Because it's a track. But because all these balloons are getting sucked in by the final harmonic, what if we buy super build, which is gonna be just like this? So let's start with the embrittlement. I'm actually gonna give it like some top hat upgrades onto his village because no one else cares about these upgrades anyways, and it's gonna be beneficial for it. And look at this thing. So all of these balloons making a circle around our super monkey, they're gonna get a lot of damage amplified, especially when we get the super build, and then they're gonna be set up so nicely for the ability. It's gonna be insane. But let's just kind of suck in a bunch of these, all of the Moabs, and then boom with the ability. This is so fun. Oh my god, what a combo this is. I don't think I've ever tried this with the Robo monkey. I think I've done a bunch of combos with this final harmonic and just having these balloons go into like circles, but I don't think I've done it with a tech terror actually. This is very fun. There's gonna be a bunch of BFBs in this round, so let's wait for all of these BFBs to get sucked in, and then I'm gonna use the tech terror ability. Can we get all of them actually? Oh, they're starting to kind of get a return, so let's wait actually on the next. Yeah, so this pulling it and boom, and that's the entire round. Oh my god, this thing, what a combo this is. I mean, do you even need a tech terror at this point? Like, even if this guy's doing 0 damage, I would probably still buy it just because I want to see this combo. It's like looks so cool to me. A bunch of ZOMGs, but no, we don't have the ability ready, so maybe on the next cycle. This is just ZOMGs though. Do we want to use it now? Yeah, I'm gonna use it. Maybe it's a crit. I think it was actually. It was a crit on the ability. So yeah, the ability crits every 3rd activation, by the way. And I think Ninjakiwi should at least put an indicator, right? Because you're supposed to be like manually counting when the 3rd activation is, when each 3rd activation is, right? And that's kind of, you know, like I've lost count at this point and I don't exactly know. So let's overclock this guy. Let's do some damage with the auto attacks, and then we are getting super close to a super build. And this ability is still not on cooldown, so we're gonna have to go through this round without using it. Then 94, a bunch of BFBs. Let's just get all of these guys into a circle. So let's get as many of these guys as possible, and they are circling around, but I think I'm gonna do it on the next one. Okay, so let's do we want to overclock? Let's just chill with the overclock just for a second. Let's suck in all of these guys, and boom, I'm gonna use it. Oh my god, these ZMG survived. I think everything that was inside, like the small BFBs, the Moabs and stuff like that, they all popped, but these ZMGs, they are still tanking through the ability. We need cooldown reduction, guys. Can we afford an Energizer sub? So let me actually try and get it. You know, I was gonna buy the super build, but no, I want to get an Energizer sub, and I want to just do this combo with the tech terror and the final harmonic. DDT round, by the way. So we have a couple of purple balloons at the bottom. We cannot deal with the purples with the tech terror, but the sub took care of those guys, and so we are still gonna be sucking in these guys. So let's just get as many of them as possible. I'm gonna use the ability right now, just get rid of these guys, and then we're super close to the Energizer. But how is this round looking? So it's looking so far so good, I would say. I can still see, you know, we came here to see the Pierce, and you know what, I still think, oh my god, well if you have the balloon set up like this, then yeah, the Pierce is gonna get overloaded no matter how much it has, right? Like, I'm not noticing any significant difference than previously what this tower was. So what I'm saying is that even though, you know, it still got nerfed and the Pierce got reduced from 6 to 5, which actually carries through to the tech terror tier as well, I still don't think that this is that much of an issue for the tower, and I still do think that this is a super strong one. But we have an ability activation, guys, so let's use it right now. That's just so fun. Oh my god, let's just do it again because we bought the Energizer, so we can just keep doing this as much as we want. And on to the next one. Yes, there we go. So all ZMGs, please tell me this is a crit. I don't know, like, it would be really nice to have an indicator. Ninjakiwi, just show me when the crit is. I don't know when the crit is. So I placed the wall of trees like this just for the meme, I guess. But something that I just recently remembered is that because you can have the wall of trees anywhere that you want, you have them like this on the path, on the orbiting path of the final harmonic. So if I have the wall of trees like this, the balloons are actually going to be going into the wall of trees, which is again like a super fun combo, I guess. And here comes the big one. Okay, so I want to be going to town on this one with the abilities. So let's just wait for the. I think I'm going to be using as many abilities as possible. So it's just going to keep sucking in balloons, and I think let's just use the ability for once, like now. And that's just so many balloons getting sucked in, and I'm gonna need the tech terror right now. This is why Geraldo is nice, by the way, because you also get to reset the cooldown onto the tech terror ability with the regen potions. But it's fine. We got a lot of cooldown reduction anyway, so we're gonna have the second ability right now. And this guy is doing a lot of damage, and the ability is coming out right now. I'm gonna use it. Oh my god, that was the entire round. What? That was a crit on the ability though, right? It had to have been a crit. That was the that was the entire round gone. Oh my god, this tower is so good. Yeah, I don't think these nerfs did anything to the tower, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this ability is way too good. And honestly, just -1 pierce, so you can compensate for this thing really easily in like a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm not exactly too worried. That's gonna be around 99, and then around 100 we still I think this thing still sucks versus versus big balloons. So let me get the glue storm. Actually, let's use the ability once, and let's try to get it to do some more damage just with the auto attack. So let's use the glue storm. This thing is unfortunately, well, not gonna get it's not gonna get amplified by the umbrella, but that's totally fine. Let's just watch the pops on this thing. So how are the pops going with the glue storm debuff? It's going going fine, I think. Let's use the glue storm one more time, and then I'm gonna try and save the tech terror ability for these insights. Actually, they're gonna get sucked in by the final harmonic, but I do want to save the ability anyways. But is that a smart idea? I'm wondering. No, I think we should use it right now actually to do some damage. And there we go. So the final harmonic sucks these guys in. Let's use this ability. Then we have Oben's Wall of Trees as well. So as soon as these guys, the ZMGs pop, I'm gonna use the Wall of Trees ability just to get rid of the insights. And as soon as they get sucked in, they're gonna be led into the Wall of Trees, and that is like such a fun combo. Oh my god! And like I really can't tell if this -1 Pierce nerf is gonna do that much to a tower. I mean, I still think this is like a super high tier just crosspath in general, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. Have you tried this one? Have you played this crosspath at all? And that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.